Well, hello, and welcome back to Single Women Retiring Abroad. When you decide to move and you've decluttered, you've gotten rid of most of your stuff, do you know what to pack? What do you bring with you? What is essential? What can you just leave behind that you don't need? That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome again. My name is Maggie Lazar. I am a retired nurse practitioner and I have been retired in Panama for the last year and a half and still loving it. You've come to the right place. So, before we continue, I want to ask you to click the little buttons below, like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so that you know when I post the next video. Our schedule now is we drop a video once a week on Fridays. And even though I did a bunch of videos about getting you started, getting you thinking about moving to Panama, I still have a lot to say, and I hope that you can continue to watch and enjoy. I put them in playlist format. That way you can binge watch if you'd like. So today we're going to talk about packing. So you've made the decision to move. You've done your due diligence. You've done a couple of scouting trips. You've have an idea of where you might move to when you get to Panama, right? Whether you're going to be in the city or whether you're going to go to the beach or whether you're going to go to the mountains, it's all about your taste, what you're comfortable with. But now, how much do you need to bring with you is the question. And if you talk to most of us who've been here, we will tell you we bought we bought too many things, we brought too many things, and we didn't need everything that we brought. I came here with 3 suitcases. I packed and repacked and unpacked and repacked. And I was like, I can't, I need this, I need that. And I got here, I don't use them. So you really don't need all the things that you think you're going to need. So we're going to break it down for you today as to what I think you need. As a seasoned single woman, I did a video about the importance of cultivating a minimalist mindset, and I made the case that it would be helpful for you to start doing that ahead of moving to Panama because there's so much stuff that we've accumulated through the years that it's going to take a lot of work for you to do it all at once. So if you start thinking about that months before and then you say, okay, let me start getting rid of, like the furniture. I remember when I started decluttering, I got rid of my island in the kitchen, then I got rid of my dining set, then I got rid of the living room furniture. And you just go to the systematic list of the heavy duty stuff that you want to get rid of. Maybe you want to gift them to your family members, maybe to your friends. Your closet, my God, there's so much in there that you need to get rid of. For me, it was my shoes, my bags, and my suits. I used to wear a lot of suits when I was in corporate America. So it was like, why am I keeping this in here? So, but still, it felt like I still had too much, too much. Okay. So once you've decided to make the move, you've already spoken to your attorney, you've already started the process of your visa, and things are moving along, right? What about your house? We talked about the legal stuff you need to do in the last video, and we can also maybe put it in the description so you can go look at it. Your advance directive. Did you talk to your person about your wishes? Did you establish your trust as to if anything happens to you, who's going to manage your affairs? Did you do a living will? Did you do your will? Those are important things. And you're not going to start thinking about packing until you've done all that. You've decided what to do with your home. Are you going to keep it? Are you going to lease it? Or are you going to sell it? Well, that's a whole process. You know, People don't realize how much work goes into deciding to move abroad. It's like a lot. And unless you organize in your thinking, it's going to be overwhelming for you. So please go back and watch the videos in the playlist that says moving to Panama. And I take you from, one point to another, all the things you need to consider, your checklist, and you check, check, check. I am a list person. I love the idea of going, oh, I did it. Gives me a great sense of satisfaction. And I know I'm not the only one, but it does keep you on task. Okay. So you've done that about your house. You've started the process of decluttering. One thing also I think is important that I talk about in one of the videos is just getting your family ready for your move abroad. It is it is an emotional thing to leave your kids, your grandkids, your friends, your home, your neighborhood, your neighbors. It is. So you don't want to just do it cold turkey. It's like quitting smoking. Some people do it cold turkey, but you need to allow people time to get used to the idea that they're not going to see you. They're not going to be able to just call you and say, I'm coming over, right? So spend some time with them. Spend some time going to dinner, going to a movie, have lunch, and just kind of reduce the tension, and the anxiety that your loved one may be experiencing, and yourself as well. So time, you've heard that said before, time is a great healer. So you need to kind of allow yourself time to go through those emotions. Okay. All right. Your visa's taken care of. You've taken care of your house. You've done your legal prep. So you're ready, right? So your attorney could call you and say, we have an appointment for you to come and do your permanent residency. You may not be ready to exit at that time. So that might be an extra trip. You go to the appointment, you get your paperwork, you get your ID and all that, and you still have to come back home and finish your list, all the items that you still have on your list, okay? So now all that's done, the house is leased or whatever you decide to do with it. You may end up having to stay at somebody's house. Let's say if you lease the house or you sold it and you're still not ready, you still have some loose ends. Yeah, you might have to say, hey, can I crash with you for another week until I'm ready to go? And it's quite okay. So just don't be shy about asking for help if that is something that you need, right? All right. So I want to take you through a list of things that I think you should consider taking with you. Just again, using a minimalist mindset, because I'm saying to you again, you don't need all the things you think you're going to need here in Panama. Panama is not a third world country. We have beautiful malls here. There are a lot of things available here. Of course, you're going to run into things that you don't find. People sign up for companies that would, if you order through Amazon, for example, send your package to Miami, and then the service that you subscribe to, they have people that will bring it from Miami to here, and then they deliver it to you. It might take a little while, but you're gonna get it. I personally have not done that. I feel like if something is not here that I can find it, then that's okay. I can either wait until I go back home and get it, or I can ask a friend, an acquaintance here to bring it to me, or I don't need it. Yeah, that's me. It's not that urgent. There's nothing that I need that is that urgent, right? All right. So let's look at your list of things. First of all, you're allowed to travel with two 50-pound suitcases. Those are airline rules. Now, there is an airline here in Panama called Copa Airline. I think it is Colombian owned, and it covers all Central and South America. And that is the airline of choice. I mean, it's mine and a lot of other people, but also people use American Airlines. Some people fly United. I don't know if JetBlue comes here, but I've always flown Copa just because they have direct flights, and I don't like to be, stopping somewhere or getting off, getting back on. I don't want to do all that. So two 50-pound suitcases. But if you're a jubilado, if you have the retirement discount, you get 25% off the cost of your flight before taxes. So a lot of us, what we do with that discount, we just what's the word? We just upgrade, right? That's the word. We will upgrade to first class. That way we have access to two 70-pound bags. So it's like more room for you to bring more stuff. Okay. So what do we put in our suitcases? Remember, you coming to a tropical area. If you're coming to Panama City, it's gonna be hot. It's the dry season is hot. The rainy season that we're in right now is hot and muggy. So you need to think light, non-sticking clothes, no dark type clothing. Okay. If you decide to move to the mountains, which some people cannot stand the heat and they want to go in the mountains, you're gonna need maybe a light jacket, maybe a sweater or two, and I'm into wraps or maybe a couple of wraps. Okay, so think about that. But during the day, you might be okay, but mostly for the nighttime. Okay. So what do we bring into with our suitcase in terms of clothing? Most older women in Panama don't wear shorts. Okay. So don't bring your tank tops and your real short shorts. Mm-mm. I did a video on culture. It's frowned upon for an older woman to wear certain type of clothing. Most older women are not seen in the streets wearing sleeveless. Okay, the younger women you might see it. So it's very conservative. Okay, so bring some light tops. They could be like this. It's fine because they can pick us out of a crowd, and light. Don't bring anything that is black or heavy duty. You want cotton. Don't bring any silk stuff because when you start sweating, gonna stick to you. No bueno. Okay. Now bring some good bras and support bras or sports bras. Maybe two, three. Don't bring the whole closet. All right. In terms of pants, you can do some light pants. Some people use jeans, but to me, it's just so hot. Jeans would make me hot, so I don't. I like culottes, or what do we call those? Capris are nice if they're light and breathable. You could bring those. In terms of socks, you do not need those long socks. There is no cold weather during the night that you're going to wear long johns. We don't have those here, so you don't need that. You can bring those little anklets, the little ankle socks when you wear your tennis shoes. Now, the shoes, you need to invest in some good support sports shoes like sneakers. Okay, my best pair of shoes I got at Walmart. I usually don't shop for clothes at Walmart, but that's the second pair that I bought because the sole is this thick. And when I wear it, my feet feel so comfortable. You get to be a certain age as a vintage woman. You don't worry so much about fashion. You want to be comfortable. You don't want to add more corns that you already have. You don't want to aggravate that bunion that you have. I don't have anything, God. So you want to wear comfortable shoes, okay? And if you're in the city here in Panama, the sidewalks are so bad, they're so uneven. In another video, we talk about safety where people have tripped and fallen and broken their ankles. Wear comfortable shoes, wear a thick sole shoe because the other thing, they have a lot of glass, broken glass in the city. You don't want to step on anything. I don't know about you. I'm a nurse, but my feet, I want to protect them. So make sure you wear proper shoes. Flats, I don't feel comfortable wearing flats here because I feel like the sole is so thin that anything can go through it. I do not like that. So I have like three pairs of flats here. I don't think I've worn them one time. And then it took space in my suitcase. I thought, no, didn't need them. So what we do use are some nice sandals that still may have a little bit of a thick sole. If you're hopping into an Uber and you're going to an event at night, that's good. I did bring a pair of black kind of dressy shoes. I have not worn them once. Uh, So, you don't need a bunch of stuff. You need sturdy shoes to walk during the day, and you need some really comfortable, with your pretty toes. You can have some nice sandals. Okay. So, if you want to bring some nice sandals from home, maybe a couple of pairs, that's a good idea. The other thing that I mentioned in one of the videos, if you're tall and you have, large feet, like 9 and up, you may have a hard time finding your size here because the average Panamanian is short and they have like 5 to 7, maybe 8 sizes. So if you're wearing 9, 10, and plus, bring a couple of pair of your shoes. You might have a problem finding. And of course, you can always go to the men's section and get your tennis shoes there. No one's gonna tell you you can't. Okay. Underwear, just bring a couple of pairs. You don't need a bunch of those. Clothing is really cheap in Panama. I mean, I can tell you, I remember going to a store and buying these. I was worried because these are my workout clothes. And I was like, I'm not going to find, they're here, okay? And quite affordable. So don't break the bank and bring a bunch of stuff. Maybe a couple of sets of your gym clothes. That's all you need. Then you can go and buy them. Very cheap. Socks are cheap. Underwear is cheap. Bras and stuff. Just bring a couple. You don't need a whole lot of that. I bought like a couple of sweaters and stuff. I have not used them one time. And I'm in the city. It's warm, so I don't need it. Okay. What you might want to consider bringing, if you have some nice sundresses that you may go to an event with, those I would bring. Maybe not 10, or maybe 2 or 3. Okay. And then you can buy some more because I find that, you may not find too many to your liking, depending on what your tastes are. And remember, if you're one of those people who like to buy brand names, we have a mall here that has all the Gucci's and everything that you're familiar with. So you can find stuff here. You're not going to a third world country. Panama has everything, especially the city. All right, sleepwear. Just bring a couple of sets of your nightgown. You don't need a heavy duty robe. No bueno, you don't need that. Slippers, if you're into that, you could bring a pair. We talked about underwear. Now, the most thing that you probably want to consider bringing, if you're an African American woman, hair product. You're going to hear people telling you about that. If you use a certain brand, if you have natural hair and you're looking for it, they're not so much into that. Even though I've noticed that more Panamanians are using braids now. So and this month is all about Black culture. They're just highlighting a lot of that, but they will tell you to start with, bring your shampoo, not 5 of them, maybe one, because those things, they weigh in your suitcase. Shampoo, conditioner, your oil. I've heard people look for their, black soap. And what about that thing that they put on their skin? Shea butter, if you want to bring shea butter, even though it's so warm that your skin is not dry here, okay? What you need the most is sunscreen, not necessarily emollients, not necessarily things to make your skin soft because you sweat and your skin stays moist. All right. In terms of your lipstick, your makeup things, yeah, I will bring extra because, like, if you're into foundations, you may not find, especially like my shade, I'm a little bit yellowish and it was difficult. I bought like 2 bottles of my liquid makeup. And when I ran out, I had a little trouble finding something that could work for my complexion because it was either too light or was really dark. So like right now, I'm using 2 different. I have a lighter one, and then in spots, I put a little darker one and blend in. You do what you gotta do, you know how we do. All right. Lipstick again. I'm not a lipstick person. I like to wear natural. Of course, my lips are always moisturized. Um, let's see. So sunscreen, definitely lots of it. The other thing so that takes care of your clothing, right? The other thing you need to bring, maybe towels. I had trouble finding some good towels. The towels here are very flimsy and not to my liking, so it took me a while. So I would say bring a couple of sets. So again, don't bring a lot of clothing, just bring maybe 2 or 3 sets of good towels. People also talk about bedding. I don't have any trouble finding good bedding, so you don't need to bring that here. Maybe one set. If you go into a place and you may not want to use what they have, because when you come to Panama, you're pretty much going to uh, find an apartment that is furnished, and they not all the time have the bedding. So I would say bring your bedding, queen. A lot of the major bedrooms would have king size. So you might want to bring a queen and a king, put 2 sets, and that's heavy enough in your suitcase. Okay. Towels, washcloth, not washcloth, but you already have the little poofy thing that you use. But I like washcloth better. Hand towels. For your kitchen, okay, kitchen, I'm a cook, I'm a chef. And I could not see myself bringing my whole knife set because, again, that's a heavy item. So I just brought a few of my things, and the rest of it is still at home. But if you have room and you want to bring your knives, by all means. I've had people bring their juicers and their kitchen aids and stuff like that. You don't need to carry this stuff. They have them here. You might pay a little bit more for them, but they have them here. Okay. Oh, look at my time, 22 minutes. I know this video was going to be long, but there's a lot to talk about here. So your knives and maybe a few large spoons. And in terms of plates, I brought one plate, one bowl, because these things are might break. So you may not even need to bring them. Okay. And you can always go to the store and get them. All right. So let's see. The one thing you want to consider bringing are your supplements, your medication. Bring extra, okay? Because believe it or not, medications are not cheap in Panama, and we'll do another video about that. Spices, if you're into spices, make sure if you have something, like you want to get curry powder. You want to get some of that, and what's the other one? Jerk seasoning. If you want to buy, okay, my time is coming up. Make sure that you bring some of the stuff that you think you might not find here. And also, if you're disabled and you use a cane or a folded wheelchair, bring that with you, because even though it's here, you may not know right away where to get it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to stop here, but just remember there are a lot of things that you're not gonna need here that you can find. So don't burden yourself and bring a bunch of heavy stuff that you're just gonna say, I don't need all that. So if you have any questions, just drop me a line and I'll be glad to answer it. Until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the video, and I will see you in the next one. Au revoir, à la prochaine. Mwah.